I think I'm recording in the right spot. Looks like it. All right, so we're out here looking at corn. So this corn has had everything that it needs. It's had phosphate, potassium, everything that it needs, but it's showing signs of deficiencies in both phosphate and potassium, and no nitrogen deficiency. I just put my second shot of nitrogen on. This corn went through 6 weeks of zero rain. 6 weeks, and it just kind of hung in there and hung in there and hung in there. Then we got the rain, right? So we get the rain and it jumps. It starts to grow pretty quickly. Then this crap shows up. This crap right here. Well, what the hell? I'll pull that off of there. What is that? Nitrogen or is it potassium? What is it? What deficiency is that? So you look it up and it says that it's a potash deficiency or a potassium deficiency. Now you get over here and it's kind of yellow, like it's nitrogen deficient. Well, as of right now, there's 220 units of nitrogen on this. It is not deficient in nitrogen. Here's another quite evident phosphate deficiency. So if you dig these up, which I probably can with my knife, I don't have a shovel with me. So you dig these up and the roots go quite deep, really deep. And if you look, you come over here a little ways and it gets better. It's like, okay, so what's the difference between here and there? Why is this slightly better? And then you get down on that half of the field, which is a drier half, which you wouldn't think would be affected as much. Now, during the dry spell, that over there looked worse than what this did, but it was on drier ground. And well, I've pretty much determined that when it rained, we got, I think there was like almost 7 inches in a week on this ground. And it's wet. It's not dry at all. It is like you can make mud balls wet, literally mud. And we haven't had real rain in a while. When was the last time it rained? Well, last night, but I mean seriously rained. We had like 1/4 of an inch here last night, which I put urea down, and that worked out perfect because I put the urea on yesterday or the day before on this, because it was so yellow and I wasn't fully applied as far as the nitrogen is concerned. Now, the difference between today and yesterday is really night and day. It's grown a couple of inches since yesterday or the day before. You can see where I came with the tractor and ran the rows. You know, you run it over the poor stuff, you know. But here's one I could probably it's probably gonna snap off. The root mass on this is just incredible. It goes down a solid foot in all directions. We don't really have deep soil here. You go to 18 inches and you're into hardpan. It's hard stuff. So what I figured is that this thing went for water. And when it got the water, it grabbed the water. And it was diluted because all the nutrients are diluted because it was so wet. And then at night, what was the average temperature? We were dropping down into the upper 40s some nights. So the ground never really warmed up. It never really warmed up. Here's more apparent phosphate deficiencies on that. But these new leaves that are coming out, nothing like that. And it would have already shown up already. And there's a pile of compost that I have there. This is what really tipped me off to the fact that the water and the roots are very dry turning to wet is what causes. This corn here was the greenest corn in the farm. The greenest right here. Then when we got that 7 inches of rain, it flooded it and actually died and has killed it back, showing phosphate or potash deficiencies clear out to the tips, coming on, new leaves coming out, still showing phosphate and potassium deficiencies. And those roots being here, I got a double here. I'm gonna pull this up as best I can, and you can see the root mass that's under here, right? Look how deep that went, even in compacted soil. Oh, there's the 2 seeds right there. So there's a pretty good root system going on here for something like that. These are really new roots, these upper roots. It's actually starting to put out brace roots. Brace roots come on when the plant is under stress. This plant has been under some serious stress. Here's some more roots coming from this guy. These plants will never amount to anything. But hey, I'm trying to pull it up without losing too many of them. So that's it. I mean, for something that's in, and that's pure mud. It's just mud. You can see where the opener went with for the corn planter. Right there. That's where the opener went. So I got all this root, and then I got all this water with no heat. We haven't had anything. I mean, what's the temperature been on average for the last 3 weeks? Hasn't even gotten over 67 degrees for like 3 weeks. It's crazy. So today, oh, and that was another thing that I noticed too. So you got standing water. There was one farm that I was on yesterday. Standing water, of course, is gonna just stop this. That's the height of the corn when we got the rain. It just stopped it, and then it turned it into this. And that deficiency showed up just a few days after we got the rain. It went from a brilliant green, deep green,
oh, yeah,
to this yellowish crap because we didn't get any heat. Now this is out of the water. I'm gonna pull this, I'm gonna attempt to pull this one up, and it's all curled as though it's not able to take up any water, like it's in a drought condition. Let's see what we got here. See, this is pulling up really, really easy. But look at that root mass. Look how far that sucker went, right? But that's in mud. There's the seed. Look at that root.
nice.
Beautiful. But look at the plant. That's what our problem is. It's water. We went from no water to too much water according to this, and then no heat. Now we're gonna get heat. So I really expect in the next few days, as this dries down a little bit, we got about 4 days of no rain ahead of us, right? We got today and tomorrow, a little bit of rain. And then I think there's 3 or 4 days. We're not supposed to have a chance of rain again until Friday. Yeah. So this is what we're dealing with. And it's, of course, it's the no-till situation too. You know, that's always a part of it, right?
Yes.
But I think it's going to pull out just fine. It's just, finally, today's the first day that was really sunny. We've had to deal with the smoke. Nobody's soybeans in the area look very good. Nobody's. I haven't seen good soybeans yet. The deer have been just trimming the hell out of them too.
I didn't forget it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Anyway, that's it. I think we're going to head on home and deal with wheat that we've combined today. And that's another thing. The wheat straw is gummy, and it just plugged the combine, so I broke a belt. I have to go deal with that. I think this field is 15.
I thought you said 18.
It's not. It's 15. Might be. It's 15.
Auger in.